Sacrifices must be made. You can think of this as the original prototype version of Inscryption, created for a game jam, which I think means over the course of one weekend. It plays and looks extremely similar to the Leshy's Cabin chapter. I mean, even has virtually the same sort of cards dealt out here immediately too. Although Stoat looks different and is significantly less talkative. Wolf, on the other hand, is missing an eye, much like the Magnificus card did in Inscryption as well. All right, throw that squirrel down. Squirrel, unchanging. Same thing every single time. But I'm gonna put Stoat right here. Hey, that was a different sacrifice icon as well. Yep, I know. Oh, and the hand has been replaced with something a little bit more in line with the hex rather than the 3D model that we eventually got. All right, throw a tooth on that scale. And by a tooth, I mean a cube. Look, it doesn't matter. Look, Leshy is still very macabre. He's still the flashing eyes and floating hair that we all know and love, right? I don't know if he actually has floating hair. I just assume so. Starving Man. Now, that never appeared in Inscryption. I guess it sort of did as the starvation card that you would get if you ran out of cards to draw. But this one does not have the repulsive sigil and is just kind of pretty basic type of character. I think overall that is true for many of the cards that Leshy is going to be using here. He's got more of a theme where he tries to use, the Starving Man here, or a Hunter card, which looks a lot like the Death cards, but not nearly as many creatures. Great, because you have nothing on the board, and that is actually sort of important for this version of the game, because you don't have the lane that will show you what the cards coming up next are, so it's a little bit more of a guessing game to figure out how you're supposed to counter the cards being played. Stuff like keeping a squirrel on the board to be sacrificed later when you actually have a character to try and kill is kind of tantamount to success here. Cat. That cat has three health. Wow, that thing was a real tank back in the day. Also, instead of having a dagger with an infinite behind it, just has a dagger, which is a little bit less explanatory. At the same time, still works just as well. So, throw down the Stoats. Even though I don't know where Leshy is going to end up putting a card, and of course it's going to be the one area that I have not put anything, it is still probably valuable to get out ahead a little bit in the damage, as long as he's not going to be throwing down grizzly bears or grizzled old men, as he tends to here. Birds still work the exact same, though. Yeah, there's the Hunter. Almost, but not quite the same stats as... Oh boy, another one of these. Well, sure. I mean, it does block 3 damage here, which is actually quite good. And if I do get any grizzly bears, that would help out a lot here. Okay. Win the final round. Nice. However, I don't know if I want to eat anything that Leshy would have, because, as we saw, he is kind of like a big fan of big, unidentifiable piles of meat with a birthday candle inside of them. All right, I remember this is where it actually starts to get tough. I guess because Leshy is kind of mad at me. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. That was worth like 4 or something in Inscryption. Come on, man. Also, it is much harder to see. Okay, let's start out here. I think it's obvious that I want to start blocking this. As much as I cannot really see here, I want to start blocking that raven. I don't even know. I can't see what it says as much as possible immediately. And then hope that I get... That's not ideal. What? Yeah. Okay. That'll work. I think I'll be able to survive this. Take out the bird, which of course is, unless he throws down like, yeah, okay, there's a hunter. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay, come on. All right. Grizzly Bear does 4, I think, in this version. So up against the 3, I should be okay, and I can only hope that you give me something worthwhile. No, you are really not. Leshy really does not like me here, does he? Yeesh. No hands reaching out to strangle me this time, though. Just a very simple sort of lost message, comparatively. All right, I'm going to put 1 stoat down immediately. And then I'll still have a squirrel and a stoat to put down to block stuff later. And maybe I'll wait a little bit on jabbing out my eyeball here with that very blocky knife. That was definitely a knife, by the way. That wasn't just like a... That looks like one of those paint scraper things. but trust me, it's a knife. See, look. The icon there is a knife. Right? I am going to put down you. I'm going to put down you. And then we're going to use one of these rabbits to get the stoat out here. And I'll see kind of how it goes from this point. I do also draw a card when I use a knife in this one. So I think that is also sort of important to remember for, trying not to die here. How do I want to do this? I think what I am going to do is jab out my eyeball. Okay, great. This works out super well for me here. It certainly does. I thought I got another card there as well. Okay, well, maybe not. Okay, here's the thing though. Man only does 1 damage. Hunter does 2. And that is the sort of frightening thing that I'm worried about more than anything else. Which is why... I don't think I want to sacrifice everything. I want to... 1. Put that down there. 2. Do that. And then if he is just going to end up throwing down a bird immediately after this point, I think I want to do that. And go. Because it doesn't really matter what else is on the board right now. Due to the... Okay, great. It doesn't really matter what else is on the board right now due to the unfortunate lack of anything to stop flying creatures. And I don't even think that exists in this version of the game, so not really too much I'm going to be able to do there. And Starving Man is fine. They're weak. And as much as I would like to play that, and I really cannot even see the board all that well right now. Leshy, you're going to give me another magical eyeball after this, right? I'm just asking. Or maybe something to allow me to see cute anime goats? Human? I guess Leshy, yeah, it was more like a plant elemental character. Although here he's just eyeballs. You know how that is. Whew, okay, Warren, Stoats. What I'm going to do immediately is I'm going to go throw down a Warren and get some stuff to start summoning things. Can't even see what the deck I have in this game. Just sort of frustrating. Okay. Yeah. It's not like I have a particularly good... That's a good... That's pretty good. Oh, I won't have a hand at all is what you're saying. I have 2 hands. You know, I totally forgot this happened in this version of the game because I did reference doing this sort of thing in the 2nd episode of Inscryption. Well, come on, I have 2 hands, Leshy. Fine, I guess I'll lose this one. We'll try it again. It's just a little 2D model. That's great. And I still cannot see anything. This is terrible. Okay. Throw down that. Oh, yeah, I forgot that was like a glitch. Where if you decide not to put that down, you still get the rabbits anyway. Look, it was made in a weekend. I think it's reasonable. You won't have a good hand. You won't have any hand after you use it, as it turns out. Okay. Warren, gonna put that one down right here. Going to, I guess, just cheat my way through the rest of this whatever. Look, with the knife, it doesn't really matter all that much now, does it? And I think there might be a card there, but it's hard to tell. We're gonna do that, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do that, baby. In fact, we're gonna do this too. Oh, I had a rabbit too. It's hard to tell. Please excuse me. Like, all I need is just a couple on the scale here, and that paint scraper will be treating me nice. Trust me. Okay. Okay. And there we go. Oh, what was that enough? Okay, well now it's enough. Trust me. Oh man, I'm gonna get that food. All about getting that food. And there's the hungry child that Child 13 had an Easter egg associated with. So, yeah. And as per usual with the Daniel Mullins game, it immediately closes as soon as you finish it. Let's get that alternate ending. Okay, I've done it a second time. It's, as it turns out, very easy to do if you use that whole Warren exploit. And last time I went with the child. This time, go with the starving man. Oh yeah, the stoat. And that was the alternate ending, but as it turns out, there is one more ending, or at least one more thing that I have to do. So let me just go real quick, copy this file called cipher.cipher into every one of the folders here, because I don't know where it actually needs to go. Okay, here we go. Now with the ciphers in place. Oh, come on. Come on, Leshy. You're in a Daniel Mullins game. You should really have seen this coming. And thank you for that.